it's for sure gonna be something to get into on gang.
Yeah.
I feel bad for Frank Martin though. That was
Me
not
too a little bit, but shit, he knew he was signing up for it. That nigga knew he was signing up for it. That's why he was running around the whole fucking time until
Yeah, he was for sure moving. He kept that shit moving. He was like, I'm over here with it. I'm over here with it. I'm gonna try. Oh shit, I'm done. Oh shit,
bomb.
He was trying to zest that to get knocked out.
They turned that nigga lights out. It was over for him. It was good. It was good while it lasted. Like he did a good job.
No, yeah, it was a good fight. He was putting in work for sure. But...
Yep. Now I'm trying to get this lighting situation done. When I get in a little new area, I got y'all. But
it's the sun. It's the sun because you shine like one.
And the sun don't drop until 9 o'clock over this bitch too, bro.
So, question to open up the show. The legendary SmackDown 6, we already know who it is. Eddie, Benoit, Edge, Chavo, Kurt, and Rey.
Yeah.
Take 2 out, and the 2 that you're going to take out, replace them with 2 that you would put on that it could either be from whoever was on the Raw roster or outside of WWE. So for me, I would take out Chavo. I would take out Chavo.
I think everybody got the same one.
Damn. No love for Chavo.
No love for Chavo. Sorry.
Not a single bit.
Bottom tier.
I would take out Chavo, and I would take out Edge.
Okay.
And replace him with who though?
I'm gonna put for Chavo, I'm gonna put Perry Saturn.
Okay.
And then for Edge, I'm gonna slide in. Damn, this probably don't even make no sense. I put in Jerry Lynn.
I ain't mad at that.
The SmackDown, what?
The SmackDown 6. So basically, it was
why Chavo in it? Why he's in the original though? Like,
okay.
Let's be honest. Let's be honest for a second. Like, what the Chavo?
Chavo earned it. He was a good 6 man.
Not in that Smack. I don't remember him in SmackDown. To be honest,
the bench, Chavo.
Off the bench? Chavo off the bench was good.
Say he was bad.
If it was Chavo by himself, then no.
Wasn't good either.
But you feel me? But I feel like he needed Los Guerreros. He needed the point man to play off of. You feel me? Like other than that, it was like Chavo. It's like, okay, Kerwin White. Everybody goes straight to that. You feel me? For the jokes, but it's just for the jokes. It's no disrespect, but you did that. You feel me? So like, you make it easy. You feel me? But
easy out.
Yeah, I would take Chavo out too. I'm not gonna hold you
easily.
And you know what? And because all right, so I would replace Chavo with Shelton. Shelton didn't come in until like December of 2002.
Yep.
But I would throw Shelton in that mix, bro. I swear to God, I would throw Shelton in that mix, and then man,
the second pick is hard.
Yeah, the second pick is hard, right? I ain't gonna hold you. You right, like a motherfucker. Okay, for the second pick, knowing what I know now, Benoit, you gotta go.
Fair.
You feel me? Yeah, Benoit, you gotta go. But that's just in hindsight. You know what I'm saying? At the time, Berber was cooking. I can't hold you.
Yeah, at the time, he was like that for sure.
But knowing what I know now, Benoit gotta go. And I'm gonna throw in. Damn, Saturn was a good one. That was my nigga too. Moppy. Damn, this one's hard, bro. You right?
I got mine. I just hope no one say it before I say it.
Okay, I'm gonna go with. Fuck, man. That is fucking difficult. Fuck it. I'm gonna go with Christian.
Okay. Christian in the side.
I'm gonna go with Christian. Give Christian a shot and not try to put the blue dot on his face. Give him a run. Fuck with him.
I fuck with it. Yeah, I like it. I like it.
I like it. All right, so easily Chavo got to go. That's easy. That's no problem.
Done.
I'm gonna go without hindsight. I'm gonna just go with compartmentalizing stuff. So I'm gonna get rid of Edge as the same one, and then I'm gonna go with. I will replace him with 2 TNA people of the time. I'm gonna go with AJ Styles and CM Punk.
On gang. See, we got to talking about Chavo, and I forgot you even said you.
Yeah, I know.
We get to talk. My bad. Just love Chavo, but yeah, that's hard. AJ and Punk, good moves. Yeah, them is chess moves for sure.
Shit, I'm gonna take out Chavo, and who else again? Y'all had said
it's whoever you want to take out. Oh, so I said I took out Edge. Nolo took out Edge. Graham took out Benoit.
I took out Benoit. Yeah.
Oh yeah, for sure. So I'm gonna take out Chavo Benoit. Then I'm gonna add Shelton Benjamin, gold standard.
On gang.
Okay.
And Kofi, give him an earlier run.
Jamaican Kofi.
Okay.
Oh, you want Jamaican Kofi?
Sure. Yeah.
You know what?
Let's not wait till Kofi Mania. Let's put all this shit right now.
Oh damn. Yeah. You said put the title on the rookie. All right.
All
right. Yeah, for sure.
You know what? If
SOS was hard.
I'm gonna take out. I'm gonna replace one. I'm gonna take out Jerry Lynn and I'm gonna put D'Lo Brown in.
Yeah,
that's hard.
2002, 2001 D'Lo. I think would cook. I think that would cook.
He was that one.
Yeah,
he was that one. That was hard.
No love for Chavo. Let's play the intro.
Yeah. Unanimous.
Why does it matter to me? It's in my veins, baby. It's in my blood. You understand? Since kindergarten, since I was about this high, I've been watching wrestling.
Watch this. This ain't the pod for the gossip kid. BGW watch list. Black guys, civilized them 85s. Acknowledge the nerd that knows with the vibes. If you catch my live, Scotland goes live. Nolo goes bell to bell. 5 leave it or leave it off the list of them holy grails. Speak raps with Chaz and DMac. 3 count on DMac. Telling pause to relax. Watch this. The watch list. Black guy. Watch this, the watch list. Black guy.
Hey, look, D-Mac, my girl was with you with Big Money Kofi too.
Big Money Kofi.
That's why she's pissed, man.
Yeah, but I like that.
That's it. But ladies and gentlemen, welcome to another fine edition of the Watch List. You know, the pod where we talk about nerd shit and graps. The only way we know how to do it. But I apologize. I want to apologize first in advance. I am sleepy. That's why I'm leaning to the side because I am tired.
Hey, brother, it's all good.
If I start leaning to the side, it's because I ain't sleepy. It's because everybody want to celebrate Juneteenth with fucking Hennessy this goddamn day.
Yeah.
$5 Hennessy shots everywhere in the world.
I'm with $5.
$5?
Where? I need to find this place.
Come on, shit. I ain't really sponsored by them, but 1942 on the square in McDonough, they get $5 Hennessy shots. I might go back right after this pod. I'm gonna say, hey, turn on that Kendrick.
That's what I'm saying. Like, you're really getting a good blend because you can watch the watch list and then hop right onto the Kendrick joint. Forget Dynamite. Dynamite can be moved to Thursday at this point. We the record. In fact, you know what now? Because that's Public Enemy night too. So move them over to like Friday. Let's do a Friday SmackDown versus Dynamite.
We could be like the Dynamite pre-show, pre-game. You feel me?
Y'all pull bigger numbers than Dynamite, man.
Tony Khan, you feel me? Just run me the card every week. You know what I'm saying? Thursday morning. You feel me? I get right to it. Like, this is what we got, y'all. You feel me? This is for the sickos. Another one for the sickos. You know what I'm talking about?
Look, let's not even waste no time.
You know about is JJ fucking from Good Times this goddamn day, nigga. That's the only dynamite motherfucker you need to fuck with. Oh God.
So coming in first, of course, it is the poetic professor, Scotland Underwood.
Coming in second, it's your boy, Solo Nolo Green.
So the one that's coming in third, but then going the last word is your boy that's never late for the party. Let's always get it started. The ones that want the wings all flat and them asses better be fat. The boy motherfucking DMac.
Stupid bars.
I was waiting for the tardy part. I'm sorry.
Yeah. I thought the tardy was coming.
My bad. That's why I didn't see nothing. But you know, on the podcast, we do not do guests on this. We do co-hosts. And today's co-host is an extremely special one. And I hope you are ready, my brother, for the flowers that you're about to get. Just like on Sunday when we do the pod, flowers will be given. This brother right here represents 1/3 of the podcast that in my definition, has redefined wrestling podcasts and wrestling media. One of the most incredible runs that is steadily moving. Like when we talk about needle movers, them boys are the needle movers. Ladies and gentlemen, from the legendary Public Enemies pod, we got the man Graham in the building. What is going on, my brother?
Yes, sir.
Damn, I appreciate that. First and foremost, thank you. One, for the hospitality and for the invite. And then also for that, like, that was a little extra. You feel me? Like,
we not even done yet. Hold on.
Let me grab a little.
We don't do. We get roses on this pod, man. You know
I appreciate that. That's
love. No. What were you about to say, man?
Dog. They got clipped when they was big on their Twitter chain and just said, "Fuck that, we coming back better than ever."
Yeah, that was different. That was different. It was super unexpected, and even to this day, like the numbers and all of that stuff, like with the social media and stuff, I really appreciate it. I really do. Like it's crazy to see like how like it was here and then it went just. Like, I don't know, man. I don't know what happened. It felt like it happened overnight, but like, you know what I'm saying? At the same time, we work for this, you feel me? So I appreciate it, you feel me? Like y'all at the same time, you feel me? Like the way y'all move and shit, I be like, hold on, blood. These niggas got it on lock, you feel me? Like I'm really finna sit here with little brothers, you feel me? Like, hold on, let me get my ism right, you feel me? Like, let me come correct one time, you know what I'm saying? Because, you know what I'm saying? The way y'all do shit is the way we do shit, one and the same, you feel me? Y'all like, you feel me? Our cousins. You feel me? So it is what it is. It's all fam, and I appreciate it. You feel me?
That's what I'm saying. Like I said, man, you know, I've been very vocal about like podcasts that I get inspiration from, and Public Enemies is definitely one of the main inspirations. Like I tell you, I feel and I truly believe y'all changed the game when it came to. I feel like y'all really made wrestling media, wrestling Twitter, what it is today. Like if it was not for y'all, there would be no wrestling Twitter. Y'all are game changers, y'all are influencers, y'all are, like I said, like needle movers. Like, so I want y'all to relish in that because y'all deserve every accolade y'all get for that.
Yeah, I see a lot of the WWE on Fox or the WWE account or like, you know what I'm saying, certain shit. It's like, which one of y'all posted this?
I was gonna say,
like, you know, it gotta
I haven't denied it.
Like, hey, listen, if there was a check in my mailbox or if there was something in my direct deposit, I swear to God, everybody would know about it on my mama.
I feel that, man. I feel that. No, and real quick, just want to show love to my man Lorenzo. You know, the locker room lead.
Action.
Happy
What's up, Lo?
Our guy.
You know what I mean? But thank you for joining us today, brother. You know what I mean? Like you've made an excellent selection. And one time for Benny, CJ, you know, love to them boys. They'll be on the podcast this Sunday. But you have selected an incredible match. You know what I mean? A classic in the definition of a sprint and making that sprint count. You selected Kurt Angle, Rey Mysterio, SummerSlam 02. Why this match? You know what I mean? Like, because if we're talking about opening matches and getting the crowd right, this match is a standard in big money matches and doing it in the right way. So why this match?
just like you said, this match is a standard. You feel me? And just setting the tone for the show. I feel like this is one of those matches that made people feel like if you're not closing the show, you want to open the show. You know what I'm saying? Like you want people to be able to, you want to be able to walk back through that curtain and say, all right, follow that. You know what I'm saying? Like you want people to be able to be like, okay, they really did that. We got to step up our game and we got to make sure the rest of this show keeps elevating, not flat lines. You know what I mean? And this is one of those, this is definitely one of those matches where I feel like they accomplished that. And it wasn't one of those matches that was like a blood feud, that they had like a big history. Like Rey Mysterio had just debuted in the company like 2 months prior or a month prior, to be honest with you. You know what I mean? So like him coming in to this moment, it was super simple the way they put it together. And like it was almost like they had been wrestling for years. You know what I mean? Like the way that they meshed and the chemistry that they had, and like you said, the sprint that this was, it was a master class. Wow, that's why. Yeah. And they both had that shit on. They both had that shit on.
The gear was fine. Just want to send a shout out to Hart. You know what I mean?
Shout out Hart.
Yeah,
Hart.
Shout out to the homie. She'll be next week's guest on the watch list. But
hey!
So we got to look at the.
Can I come back?
It's not through. Absolutely. You know, hey, the watch list is an open forum. Anybody can pop it. We can have 10 people on this joint. We can make it work. We got a book phone. Yeah.
Damn, Becky.
Becky was like, it's about me.
That boy was slapping again, goddamn.
But it's important to look at before, you know, obviously with the watch list, we break down the history, what led up to the match, and obviously the match itself. So it's important to set the tone of the summer of 2002. We are a year and some change removed from WCW being purchased. We're in this different time frame. 2 months prior to this was the formation of TNA. I think 6 months prior to that was the formation of Ring of Honor. There's no more WCW. There's no more ECW. The landscape of professional wrestling has changed at this point. In hindsight, when you look at like the ratings and all that, like obviously it wasn't at the height of maybe what it was a year ago, but you know, man, we got a sellout crowd here at this show, the Nassau Coliseum. Where was everybody? Huh?
I was just saying the crowd was hyped too.
Crowd was ridiculous. So where was everybody at this time in their wrestling fandom? Like, had you fallen off? And we'll start with Graham. Like, were you locked in as you were maybe a year or two before, or like, are you still on the boat with WWE? Because, like I said, at this point, it's Raw, it's SmackDown. They try to create their own little war within, but a lot of people had fallen off just at this point.
Nah, I was locked in. I was definitely locked in. I was one of those kids that was really just, you feel me, like tunnel vision on wrestling for this time period. You know what I'm saying? A little bit after this, I think like maybe like a year or so after this, like we didn't have cable no more, and I fell off a show for like 2 years. You feel me? But I mean, it is what it is. Yes. But you know what I'm saying?
It's a struggle, man. We know how it goes sometimes.
It'd be like that. But at this time, I was super locked in. I was super locked in with all the invasion and stuff. And like afterwards, when they implemented the draft, and of course, like you said, that they tried to create that competition within the two brands, and like it was exciting at first, but it just like it just because of like it was new. But like if you look at it back at it now, it's like this was never gonna fucking work the way that they tried to play it with like Raw gets a pay-per-view and SmackDown gets a pay-per-view and like nah, bro, that's not the way, bro. We're not doing that. That.
Yeah. Nolo, what about you, man?
This was back 2002. I was about to go into the 9th grade, so this is back when we was still, I don't know if it was like this in y'all school, but you know how everybody would have like different factions and wrestling shit. And then you kind of like people get jumped in like if you get one left behind by themselves, they would get jumped and shit.
Nah, I don't know. Bush was not letting nobody get behind back then.
Yeah, nah. But I was a weekly watcher. I didn't fall off yet. I ain't started falling off Charlie till like junior year, where I started becoming more of a pay-per-view watcher. Like that, if I had to watch it that way. But nah, man, I was enjoying. This was a great time for me as a fan. I just, as you said before, like the plan won't go to work for what they had going on, but the wrestling was still good at this time. The shows were still interesting.
And then DMac, where were you at as a wrestling fan at this time, my man?
Shit, I was 12, so I was like I was jumping off. I was into wrestling, into my wrestling action figures as I was before. I was kind of dwindling it down. You know, actually, they had got washed away from Katrina. That's what that happened. Around that time. Well, yeah. No.
Katrina would have been 3 years after.
That was 05. Yeah. So I was dwindling down for my wrestling. Man, they was like kind of just there. I was still all the way in it. I was still locked in. You know what I'm saying? I was still all the way into it. You know what I'm saying? Like watching it, I was excited about the SmackDown versus Raw. I was a little bit upset that I couldn't flick between two channels, because really I was flicking between three. You get what I'm saying? Because I was flicking between Raw, Nitro, and then also, if it was late enough, BET Uncut. So it was just, you know what I'm saying? I didn't have a good reason of not, going back and forth anymore. But I was still locked in, man. I was still locked in, and I was excited about, Rey Mysterio coming back with those FUBU Platinum pants.
Yeah. And like I said, like, I know for me, I was very much like, my mom put me on a summer job of like cutting the grass, because she was like, if you want to watch these pay-per-views, you're going to work. That's no problem at all. You want me to cut these grass? Absolutely. Like I said, I don't know about y'all, but I very much had a favorite show. It was SmackDown. I was SmackDown through and through. Like, Raw was cool. I liked Raw when like it was Brock. They had RVD. You know what I mean? But like, and a pivotal point during this time is like Stone Cold's gone. So like Stone Cold has walked out of the company. You're getting this great run with the Undertaker. Like, people remember the legendary Taker Jeff Hardy match. But just SmackDown just seemed cooler. Like, it just seemed like it was like the show to go to. I don't know if it's just because it was on UPN. So like everything just like I was already watching UPN as it is.
That was part of the reason.
It just felt blacker. It felt younger. It felt fresher.
It
felt different. It felt different. Yeah, SmackDown just felt different around this time. Did they have the fist? They had the fist around this time too, right?
Fist. Yeah.
Come on, man.
Yeah, the fist. And like I said, when it came to the SmackDown and like talking about the participants of the match, like I said, I feel like the Summer 02, like Kurt Angle had just went bald. So we were getting a new aesthetic of Kurt Angle. But looking back and doing like the research for this, and we talked about it in previous shows about like somebody's particular year, I think 2002 Kurt Angle was the start of the Kurt Angle that we put on the greatest of all time list.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, you saw it in the match, and we'll talk about it when we get there. But like, from a bell-to-bell perspective, I don't think there was anybody better than Kurt. Like, Kurt just had it at this point. Like, I think he created himself like a new intensity, and the way that he carried himself. You know what I mean? Like, what do y'all think? Like, do you think Kurt Angle at this time was? Do you think he had even like reached his prime? Because we're not at Perk Angle yet. He's not geeked out yet.
We're not at Wrestling Machine Kurt Angle yet, but I feel like we're inching closer to that Kurt Angle that we know and love. But I feel like you said, this is the start of that Kurt Angle run that we hold near and dear, right? You feel me? Like, this is when like it feels like he goes to another level. Like, when he shaves that bald head, like it's a different era of Kurt. You feel me? Like, when he had the little shortcut, like he still had the comedy and all that shit like that or whatever. But like, I don't know. It was just different here. You feel me? Like it was a different vibe. It was a different feeling. He had a different sauce to him. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, this whole thing was dope the way they put that together. And I like even the month before this, he was in a world title program. So them saying, okay, Kurt, we got Rey coming in and we want you to work a program with him and make sure that he gets over on the intro. You know what I mean? Like it's who else do you trust with that?
Yeah. And if you really think about it, so this is not that show. Tapping with the boys, you know what I mean? This Thursday. You know what I mean?
Talk to them tomorrow.
I'll let us tomorrow, man. Around this time, we definitely gonna talk about that.
But even like
some info about some other shit. Rodriguez.
But this turned from the watch list to volume 167 real quick. But even like you brought up, like he was just in the world title picture at that probably like go back 2 months, like he tapped out Hulk Hogan. Yep. Like just like even in the context, tapping out Hulk Hogan in 2002 was monumental. And like I said, like it's not one of those things like you take lightly because number one, it's Hulk Hogan in 2002. Like Hogan was the legend. We all remember the run of him coming back. So for Hogan, I don't know if that was just fear. Like
you're not damn near unfathomable. You know, he agreed to that. Like, all right.
But like I said, like
he must have loved Kurt.
Yeah, I think knew he couldn't really do nothing with Kurt if Kurt decided I'm gonna fuck this old nigga up, bud.
Hey, one time. Shout out to Black Wrestling. You know what I mean? Peace and love. Yeah, I think
Kurt had a bald. He shaved his head too. Look at it.
I think
history got a white man bald head.
Stop, man. Come on.
I mean,
he said, I'm gonna lay it out for you, bud. Like, you know, 2 + 2. That's 4. Every time.
Do you think at this point, like before we get to this match, like, because I think that that entire year, the early parts, like the defining part for Kurt was the feud with Edge, you know what I mean? Which was kind of like the beginning stages of like what we would see later on in the year. But do you see Kurt being like the SmackDown 6? Did you see Kurt being like the number one out of all 6 of them?
Damn near. He been their 5-star general at that point. He was the only person that was world champion, right? At that point.
At that time, yeah. Mm-hmm.
You know, like he leading the pack in that sense. You know, he was down there to one. I can't put nobody else in that.
I'm about to say he number one to me at least. Because Chris Benoit and Eddie just got there.
Yeah.
They defected from Raw.
Couple weeks before.
Edge wasn't ready yet. I don't even think he was fucking leader yet. So I mean, you know, like he wasn't, you know, in his top form. You feel me? He wasn't over 9,000 yet. You feel me?
You know, one time dive yet.
You can really make the argument that Edge was just above Chavo at this time.
Yeah,
he was.
Yeah. You know what I mean?
It wasn't just above. Come on, bro. Like, let's not disrespect Edge now. Like,
no,
Chavo
this is back then.
No, that's not disrespect.
Nah. I'm just
talking about back then. Like, nigga, who got
back
a Chavo Guerrero action figure in the crib? They got an Edge from way before that.
I'm sure Chavo has it. Chavo got it. But
first person in line.
But if you think about it, right? In the pecking order, it was Kurt, Benoit, then Eddie, Rey, Edge, and then Chavo.
Easily.
Kind of right, yeah.
Wasn't like the Undertaker exclusive to SmackDown then?
But he wasn't part of that, like that SmackDown.
But as part of that SmackDown 6 group, though.
Yeah.
He was right though, because it was the Undertaker, and then it was them niggas in the SmackDown 6. It was me, and then it was y'all. I was here, and y'all was here.
Rocky too. Like Rocky that was his show.
But if you think about it, like all the big time matches that like have key notoriety today featured the SmackDown 6 in some capacity. Like I said, like arguably Rock's best match that year was the match he had with Eddie on Raw. You know what I mean? Eddie was gearing up to have a feud with Stone Cold Steve Austin, which featured Benoit. Kurt, like I said, Kurt and Edge, they kind of laid the foundation. Benoit coming back from the injury, you know what I mean? He's already starting to get back into form, and he wrestles RVD on this show. Chavo was there for some reason. You know what I mean? Like all the elements were there, but then we get to the next participant, which is Rey Mysterio, right? So obviously Rey Mysterio debuted in WWE June 2002. Had been away from the limelight for a little bit. Like, I don't think we have saw Ray since the WCW WCW ended. I think he waited out his Time Warner contract. Were you excited to see Rey Mysterio make his WWE debut? Was this like when you saw the initial vignette, were you like, oh shit, Ray coming?
Me?
Yeah,
but like, I remember that summer I was on a road trip. I remember me and my pop had drove to Houston for a family reunion, and I remember being at my great grandmother's house in the fucking country, and we was watching SmackDown, and they played the vignette of Rey Mysterio coming, and I was like, nigga, this nigga is fucking what? What, nigga? Rey Mysterio coming to what? Nigga, what? And he had the mask back. I was like, what? We finna turn up. You feel me? Like, you see? Come on, blood. Like, I ain't what that nigga. I was like, blood. This nigga finna turn up, and that nigga came in and turned up. It was I was dumbass excited. I remember that. I remember that summer for sure. That was hard. Yeah, his intro, fire.
Oh my god!
And the original theme song, cousin. What?
Who that jumping up the sky?
R-E-Y Mysterio. Here we go.
Hey man,
bars, the multis. Come on, man. They was fucking with it. That shit was hard.
You said exactly what I said when I saw him with the mask back. I was like, yes, everything is right in the world. Because I was tired of seeing this nigga's face. So I was like, yo, get back to your roots. Go back to what I came to love you. Yeah, man. And when he came off to a great start coming back too.
And like Ray, for me, like Ray was my favorite, bro. Like one of my favorites out of that cruiserweight division over there at WCW, because he was a little nigga. I'm a little nigga. So like damn, I can do this shit, bro. Like him, niggas like Nate Robinson, Spud Webb, Allen Iverson, goddamn Ray J. It's like it's love for these little niggas that's doing big things, goddamn. And so when he came back and like it's like, damn, you know what I'm saying? He finally getting his just due on a big ass stage, because they didn't try that nigga over there with the lightweight division. They put him straight with the big dogs where he deserved, with the mask. And, you know, even like to this day, dog, whenever I see Rey Mysterio doing his thing, it's like he the last of a dying breed in the generation where I started watching wrestling, bro. I was legit 6 years old watching this man going crazy in wrestling. So it's like when he went to WWE, I was excited. I was definitely excited around this time, bro, because it was 6 years removed from when I first fell in love with wrestling. So it was exciting.
I was the complete opposite. I was like, why is this nigga here? Like, where's Juventud at? You know what I mean? Where's Ultimo Dragon? Where's the
That was my favorite.
Yeah, like, I was like, why Ray? You know what I mean? I thought that he was definitely coming back without the mask. I was like, nobody wants to see this fucking child that looks like, you know what I mean? I was bigger than Rey Mysterio at that time. You know what I mean?
Y'all was.
But I think once like the promo started like you see that the mask is coming back. Because, you know, there's that argument about there's two different versions of Rey Mysterio. Like, there's a lot of people that don't like the filthy animals version of Rey without the mask. And that's understandable because it was a different character. But for people, they grew up with the mask. So him coming back with the mask on was essential. Give credit where credit's due. I think it was important that his first match was with Chavo to get acclimated with the, you know what I mean? Like, that's a trust that Rey probably had. Like, if it's going to be somebody, it has to be Chavo, because Chavo made him look like $1 million. Like, there's that whole element, like your debut match, like your opponent is going to be the one that makes you look like you're a top star, and Chavo did that for Rey. We all remember the that same episode, Rey jumping off the cage. And truthfully, the way that this show was kind of set up, they were kind of leaning towards a SmackDown 7, and the 7th person being John Cena, because yeah, you know what I mean. Like, we're not at Thugonomics Cena yet. This is
ruthless aggression. This is
trunks.
What city are we in? What color are the trunks? Yeah.
This is that.
When you look back at that time, though, can you did you think Cena was going to be who Cena became, or did you just see him as like another guy?
He was just another guy. I didn't see it either. He was just another vanilla guy. Didn't really seem like he had anything that separated him from the pack. It was just like generic wrestler, generic trunks, generic theme music, number 7, and it was go out there and go, and that was it. He was a little bit more innovative with some of his moves, though, like that what's that little back, whatever the little back spinning shit that he does before he does the fucking
like I know you're talking
shuffle. Whatever that was, he used to do that and turn it into like a sidewalk he used to spin them niggas and you feel me? I don't know specifics. I don't call matches. You feel me? But it was fire.
People on the watch list. We use the mind when we don't.
You feel me? Just imagine I explained it right. You feel me? And
he knew exactly what you was talking about.
And shit, for real, like tying that back in, like the match Cena had with Kurt, like his debut match, like that couldn't have been with anybody else. Like, if you look at that time, like Kurt Angle arguably made John Cena, because it made John Cena believable in people's eyes. Yeah. You know what I mean? Because it could have been a case where Kurt just like squashed him in 5 minutes. I think that match went, I think that was a clean 15.
Yep. And this match was the match with Cena that Kurt had. This is the rematch from their original match from Cena's debut. Yep. And this is the match that basically started that program. And just like you said, like Cena kind of being that 7th person off to the side, because what happens in the match, Eddie and Benoit come in and they jump Cena. He gets the W by DQ, and then it ends up being like a 6-man tag by the end of the night.
Yep.
I've always felt like
Edge and Rey.
Yeah, I always felt like Edge just stuck his nose in business that wasn't really dealt with him. Like, he just popped up.
Yeah, he just kind of popped in. But also this was the start of Edge and Rey's little relationship, where they had their run as a tag team for a little bit on SmackDown, which is a little bit weird, because like, why would you team Rey up with the Canadian guy when there's hella WCW guys and hella luchadors over here that he's familiar with? You could have had a dope team, but I guess, I don't know, maybe the dynamic.
In hindsight, you put two niggas that nobody trusts, they're going to just flock together. You know what I mean? Like, Rey, can't trust him. You know what I mean? Yeah. Like, he makes poor decisions. Edge, clearly you can't trust him. You know what I mean? Like, might as well just have them locked in as a team.
I remember WWE just say Canada was Mexico to the north.
That's a damn. They were, you know what's crazy? You're right though, because they were a little bit more open about their racism. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Bro,
Kurt was hitting Ray with all types of this shit. They had that 6-man tag because in the back after they had this little scuffle in the Kurt and John Cena match. Kurt's backstage arguing with Eddie and Benoit, and they're like, "All right, well, we the big dogs," and he like, "Nah, I'm the big dog. It's my show. Like y'all just came over here." That was like, "All right, cool. Well, we gonna be the niggas, and you gonna be the nigga. Why don't we just be the niggas together and beat their ass?" And so, boom, they did that. Rey Mysterio gets the win off of being the illegal man. So Kurt's like, he was the illegal man. He's probably an illegal citizen. And why is he even here? I'm like, he just going in on Cuz.
Hey, real quick, where as a comedic wrestler, where would you put Kurt Angle? I think Kurt is top 3 funniest.
Top 3 easily.
Yeah.
I as a comedic wrestler, I gotta say top 5. I gotta say top 5 for sure. Just because he was the one of them ones where it's like you could really plug Kurt in any situation. And he gonna give you a banger, you feel me? Whether it's a segment, a match, whatever, like he gonna go crazy, I agree with that. I'd say top 5 because I don't really have a list off the top of my head.
Yeah, of course. But that's why, like, I'm glad you brought that up because I think that's where, like, the argument for Kurt being the greatest of all time, and of course that's a subjective conversation, but the fact that you could slot Kurt into any role. Like Kurt could be a comedic genius for 3 months straight, and then that 4th month he's a killer in the ring, and it doesn't take away. Like it was never a question like that Kurt looked out of place in anything he did. Like even in that buildup, like at this time, like he's face to face with like you had the first face to face between him and Brock. You know what I mean? Like he had an intensity that was very like. He was locked in that I'm the best. Like you said, the Benoit Eddie joint, you know what I mean? Very aggressive. And then he gets to Ray and like he's doing the segment backstage and he's like, I lost to a freaking 12-year-old. You know what I mean? Like it just worked.
He was so disrespectful to Ray, man. So dismissive of him. Every week for the whole like 2 to 3 weeks they like set up the match for SummerSlam, he just dismissed everything about him. Didn't care who he was. Didn't think he could match up at all.
Do you think that was done by design though? Good, like if you have Kurt like undermine Ray, it makes Ray when the moment comes, it makes Ray look stronger than what he's being perceived at by a quote unquote guy that's never faced him.
Absolutely. As you see, like as we talk about later in the match, like the way that the match starts and then just how it goes throughout the entire time, it makes Ray look stronger and better that he's able to even go bell to bell with Kurt at this time.
Go ahead, Matt.
No, I was just saying, I was just agreeing because the way that, like, we know that Kurt, he come from a different background at this particular time. It wasn't openly seen as an amateur wrestler that was a gold medalist come in and have the graft that he had, but not only that, but have the lucha libre base that he had. You know what I'm saying? Like a lot of Rey Mysterio matches going forward, he had to kind of dial himself, not necessarily dial himself down, but meet his needs to whoever his opponent was. And with Kurt Angle having that base that a lucha libre needs to get their shit off, it was amazing. It was amazing.
I like to think that the Rey Mysterio of 2002 is essential in his growth as a wrestler. Like, you know what I mean? Like we all grew up, Rey Mysterio, arguably the greatest junior heavyweight cruiserweight of all time, highly influential. But I feel like Rey, because he had like bulked up in size, like the last time we saw him, like he wasn't that jacked. You know what I mean? Like Rey was looking crazy. Like
he came in hugged like they sent the steroids to his house early. You feel me? Like you gonna sign the contract? All right, cool. You gonna catch this in about a week. You feel me? And then you know what I'm saying? We're gonna bring you on
mask.
TV.
You gonna put this mask on and you put this needle in your arm. Like you moving. You got to do this. But in a way, like he didn't lose any of like the ability of like the high flying stuff, but like he became. I think this is the era that Rey got known for being a great seller, and you saw it in the match. You know what I mean? Like Rey just incorporate like Rey against a bigger guy naturally. He always sold it well. Like I go back to the 97. It was like a little series he had with Kevin Nash, where Kevin Nash just beat his ass for like 3 weeks straight. you know what I mean? But like Rey Mysterio taking a jackknife powerbomb, Rey made that shit look more devastating than I think anybody when it came to it, because it was just like he's so little and you getting dropped. You know,
like getting murdered.
Yeah. Let's see. Do you have any favorite moments in the build-up? Like I said, this build-up was only about three to 4 weeks. I loved the it was a Kurt versus Mark Henry match, and Kurt beat Mark, had him tap out, and then Rey came and Rey did the what was it? They hit him with the he jumped off the rope. He kind of hit him with the a head scissors.
Yeah, it was like he jumped off, hit him with the little head scissors off the top rope. Yeah, for sure.
But you know, and then of course I don't know if this was like if they had cut something out, but like Kurt hit his head on the mat, and then when Kurt got outside, like Kurt's bleeding, and then Rey just continues, and Kurt moves onto the side of the ring, and then Rey kind of does the 619 through the ropes. It doesn't hit him, but it's like I could hit you if I want to.
Yeah,
and
you
know what I mean?
Yeah.
I thought that shit was so dope, especially looking back. It was like I think that was the moment, like in kayfabe wise, Kurt was like, "Oh."
Little nigga,
you got a little skill to you, buddy.
All right. I'm fucking with it.
First you got me bleeding, and now you think I'm a sucker. All right, okay, cool. I got your little bitch ass. Nah, but, like going back to the build of that, like just even though Kurt was like disrespectful to him and just completely dismissive, it was like my favorite thing about heels. He wasn't lying and he wasn't wrong.
No,
like Rey was taking advantage of the rules. That nigga knew he wasn't the legal person. Like and he was doing stuff like that because he knew he would irritate Kurt. Like Kurt had, I think it was the Go Home show before this, he had a match with Billy Kidman.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And because of Rey being like distracting him, he got counted out because Rey's jumping off of shit, running around here, getting me hot, getting me pissed off, and I chase him back up the ramp, and I completely forget that this little nigga is counting right now. And now I run back and I'm too, but you don't understand. Start the match over because it was his fault, though. You saw that. Why you didn't tell me? Nobody told me he was gonna do that. And that's how I felt. I felt Kurt. I felt Kurt because he wasn't wrong. He wasn't lying, but it just made it so much more better because, nigga, you're getting worked up over this little nigga. He's like a fly. He was like this annoying ass fly. That's what he was doing to Kurt. He was being that annoying ass fly, and you just couldn't catch this motherfucker, and he was pissing you off. So I feel it.
Hypothetical, because you brought up Billy Kidman.
Shout out my nigga Billy Kidman. That's my nigga, blood.
That's our guy.
Go ahead though.
Hear me out.
Let's go.
Could they, maybe in a different timeline?
Okay.
Could they have removed Edge and put Billy Kidman in that slot?
Yeah.
It would have worked.
No.
Long term, no.
Why
They could not.
Billy Kidman was different. The SmackDown one, okay, but
You know, let's say it's WCW. Like he got the white beater, he's got the blue jeans. Is that version of Billy Kidman? You know,
if we had that version of Billy Kidman with Tori Wilson, yes, yes, we could run with that. You feel me? But SmackDown Billy Kidman with the trunks with the little weird little shapes and colors and shit on the side, and the Nah, he still had the long hair at this time, but it wasn't.
No hose Billy. That's what he was at this time.
No hose Billy.
And Kidman is my guy. I swear to God, if anybody ever listened to Public Enemy's podcast, we will give him credit for anything and everything under the sun, even to this day. Like tomorrow, when we talk about the Wyatts, we're probably gonna give him credit for some shit, even though he probably ain't got shit to do with that. But it was Kidman. Kidman did that shit. So shout out to Kidman. You feel me? Because niggas would have never had 5-star classics if it wasn't for Kidman. It's like the Ray J shit.
Bo Dallas got long hair. Guess who also have long hair? Billy Kidman.
Billy Kidman.
You just bring it back around.
You already know.
What about you? What about Nolo? What do you think, man? You think Kidman would have been a good? Do you even think, like, if they made a SmackDown 8 and like they kept, let's say they kept seeing it, do you think Billy Kidman would have been a suitable added to that spot?
Again, if we are going back to wife beater Kidman, absolutely. If we're not, then no. No, absolutely not. Why would you want anything about SmackDown Kidman made you seem appealing other than it was Billy Kidman? And so you wanted
Did he have that fire ass that
see this?
Did he have that DMX theme yet? Did he have the DMX theme yet? The DMX ripoff theme? Did he have that joint yet?
Wait, did he have that? I don't think so.
I don't remember when he got that exactly, to be honest with you. So I don't know. He might have had that at this
time. That thing was fire.
I'm gonna keep it $150 with you.
That was the best thing about him.
You know who you could put in that spot if you expand it to a 7 or an 8 for real. Okay, if we expand it to an 8 and we keep Cena, Gregory Helms.
Yeah, but
I think
are you stripping away the Hurricane? And you just let him be him?
We just letting him do the Gregory Helms.
Oh, just let him be Gregory?
Yeah, okay. With the vertebraker, we going Yankee with all of that.
You got a point, because I've always had the theory that if WCW had continued, Sugar Shane Helms would have been the focal point if in the 2003, 2004. Yeah, come on, dog, the Sugar Babies.
He could have did some shit, boy. He could have did some shit, man. That was my guy, man.
That would have been tough. That would have been some shit.
They could have did it.
People talking about people you can expand, like to Jerry's on this brand at this time. You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
Like you could have slotted to
That's
Jerry.
my guy.
Yeah. And he was Ray's second match. It was Chavo, and then the next week it was Tajiri.
Oh yeah, and like I said, I felt like strategy wise, this was perfect, because it's like boom, put Ray against guys that are going to fit his style perfectly. Mm-hmm. But I also think on the flip side, this was a test for Ray. Like if Ray couldn't, I think, and I'm looking at this more like in Vince's perspective of how he looked at little guys. Like I think he saw the value in the merchandise of Ray. Yeah. Like I don't think he necessarily saw the value in Ray as a wrestler. And I feel like that was Vince's way he looked at Ray. He was like, I'm not going to get Ray because Ray is going to move merch. But I don't think Vince ever saw it as a wrestler. But if he can get through Kurt, then we might have a top star on our hands.
Mm-hmm.
Right?
I agree. I'm about to say he was like you said, look what Kurt Angle did for John Cena. So that's the way he looked at it. He could do the same exact thing for Ray.
Oh yeah, for sure. And Ray already has years of stock and fanfare. This is gonna be way easier than working with this green nigga right here from who the fuck gives a shit. For sure. What?
He did look like one of those generic wrestlers that WCW put out.
We gonna turn Ray up. You feel me?
Damn,
like a generic wrestler you start with when you create a player. Goddamn.
Right.
Yeah, pretty much.
That's how he start. That's how you start. You feel me? He ain't got no extras or nothing. You feel me? It's just boom, seen it.
He ain't got no skill points.
Looking
He's
crazy.
got
done. Your sliders is boosie right now.
Before we get to the actual match, is there anything anybody wants to add as far as like the build when it comes to this? Like any key moments that you remember from?
I'm about to say y'all said every key moment. I like
Yeah.
The Mark Henry joint, the match with Billy Kidman, where he's chasing them, or literally chased them around the ring into the ramp and almost to the back. But yeah, everything else is just him talking down. Oh, I did like when he did talk about breaking his ankle because he's like, if you show up in this Billy Kidman match, if I see your face, I am not only am I going to beat you, I'm gonna break your freaking ankle.
Kurt meant that shit too.
He did, and he tried.
Off the muscle.
Yeah. Sure.
So looking at like the pay-per-view, right? Like this is one of WWE's best pay-per-views they've ever put on. Like you have, like I said, Benoit and RVD. You have Eddie and Edge. You have Test and Undertaker, which was, you know, I mean, I thought should have done more for Test, but that's another conversation for another day. You have the return of Shawn Michaels and Triple H in this card. You have the main event, Rock and Brock. You know what I mean? But obviously, this is the first match of the card. Do you think they could have, like, they could have easily put Edge and Eddie, and that was a great match on the pay-per-view. They could have put Benoit and RVD, but they went with Kurt and Ray. Do you think that was the right choice to make? I only bring that up for the time allotted for this match. This match is 9 minutes and 20 seconds. And me and Nolo were talking about this earlier about like they could have easily cut time of Jericho and Ric Flair and given this match more time.
Oh, cut that bitch out.
Yeah, dog. We could have cut that. Shit didn't even need to make the card for real. We give me more angle with Ray.
He could have did that shit on Raw.
had that boy Ric Flair over there breaking guitars and bullshit.
Now you could have swapped this out. You could have gotten away with swapping this out for Benoit and RVD.
That's what I was thinking.
You could have.
Okay.
You really could have. However, Rey Mysterio is a different breed. Not only does he get the men and the women involved, the families, you feel me, but you got children that are there. So it's not just going to be the men and the women going crazy. It's going to be the kids. So everybody going to be going up for Rey. And if that's the deciding factor, you got to go with the biggest little man.
I agree. I agree. Like I said, and I think if I was to swap this with anything, I probably would have put Edge and Eddie in that opening slot. But even still, like I felt like I feel like Edge and Eddie needed to breathe a little because, like I said, like this is just the first. That was, I think, the first match of their series, and that led to an incredible street fight SmackDown. I think a couple weeks later.
And one more thing to add to that, though, also with Ray, this was his first pay-per-view. So you want to make a splash, you want to make an impact. This is, you feel me, the big four. This was even before it was the big four. You know what I'm saying? But SummerSlam was still the biggest show of the summer, you feel me? And it was I feel like they needed that to make that splash. So like I don't know like what was the exact reason, but if I'm trying to figure it out in my head, that's what I would go with.
Yeah, for sure.
The energy of this match, even the way it started off, it was like it definitely was a predecessor for like, all right, y'all motherfuckers, y'all better bring it. Like this one of the ones, and I think that the rest of the talent that was in backstage, that was maybe they had, I don't know if they had what they call it when they watch it, when everybody watch it, like when everybody watching it.
They hovering around the monitor.
Yeah. So maybe it was something that everybody was watching, like a full, like a sold out in the back.
That's, yeah. It was a sellout. Yeah, it was like it was a sellout in Gorilla or some shit like that or whatever. You know what I'm saying?
And shit, if you think about it, like obviously the selling point of this pay-per-view is Brock and Rock and the return of Shawn Michaels, right?
Yep.
So the fact that those are your two selling points, like obviously the undercard they have to bring it because they don't want to be in the background. They don't want that to fade away. Like I said, it was just a few months ago, like Kenny Omega was talking about this on his stream, you know what I mean? And like how this match structured, which tells you the fact that people put this match as far as an opening match behind Bret Hart, Owen Hart, WrestleMania 10 is a testament to how great this match is, right? So before we dive into the match, the last question I have is the time, right? Last week we watched a 47-minute match and it was incredible. But now we're here in a 10-minute match, right? Do you feel like the opening matches obviously is a very important aspect, but do you feel like the opening match should be short sprints? You know what I mean? We get active, we get right to the point, or do you want your opening matches to breathe a little bit?
Well, for me, I think it need to be a little bit longer because of, like I said earlier, it sets a precedence of what's the rest of the pay-per-view is going to be, and also I like to use analogies. One of my favorite rappers, what I'm saying, not to be biased, what I'm saying, I got, the Travis Scott LSU right now. But not to be biased is Lil Wayne. You dig what I'm saying? And he said back in the Hot Boy days, it was very important to be first on the track or last on the track. Like if you was first or last, Birdman had, put a stamp on you. As far as he wanted something to have listeners engage into the song, and then also, leaving with a good impression at the end. And so bringing it back to like wrestling wise, you want to have the people that's watching, be engaged and like, damn, if they start off with this shit, what the fuck about to happen next? You dig what I'm saying? And I think, retrospect to this match, and then also going forward to like what WWE has been doing lately, as far as like the first and the last match, they've been starting that bitch off with some fire. You dig what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. Like some fuego. So yes, I do. As a wrestling fan, I think I wish this match was a little bit longer, but I think it was after, it got the critically acclaim of being one of those ones. I think they took a little bit more, eyes on it, but I wish it was a little bit longer for sure.
I mean, personally, I think it just depends on the type of like feud we have going on. Like if it's like a blood feud where these people like this is like a final or like you hate each other, then I would like the match to be like a little longer and like set the pace for it and everything. But these two don't really hate each other. They just Rey cheated him a couple times. They took advantage of rules. I don't think he hated him. I think he just didn't like him that much.
Hey man, you talk about breaking a man's ankles if you just show your face, like that's a level of hate.
Because how he did him the last couple of weeks, he had to prove a point. He was standing on business. That's all. So
fair.
But like we said, if they took minutes away from Jericho and Ric Flair, that'd have been perfect to give it to this match. But what they did with their not just under 10 minutes, they did a perfect job.
Yeah,
I just want to. Oh, go ahead, Greg. Go ahead.
No, I was just gonna say I think it kind of just depends on like the overall story that you're trying to accomplish with the show itself, and like I feel like every match calls for something different, right? So but if it's necessary to have somebody like Ric Flair on the card because of the name value and the marquee that he carries, and you gotta reserve a little bit of time for him, then I'm okay with them taking, time away from this. But I get what DMac is saying about like setting the tone and like what else does the audience expect over the course of the show? Like, is every match gonna be 9-10 minutes? Because I'm not really, rocking with that if that's the case. But I feel like this being the sprint that it was, and I feel like neither one of the competitors really missed a beat. It was one of those ones where the fanfare over time, I think, has just built up the equity to that. People don't even realize that this is just a 10-minute sprint.
Yeah. I just wanted to point out to you, Nolo, that the Ric Flair Jericho match was only 42 seconds longer than this match.
Seriously. It seems so much longer.
Yeah. 42 seconds longer.
Maybe because I wasn't interested whatsoever.
And this was the first match that they had together. They had another match a couple of weeks later on SmackDown when Kurt cuts that promo where he's like, "You're a man, and I'm a man, and you're a boy," and you know he's doing all that shit.
Wild.
Yeah, they're doing all of that shit, and they have another match on SmackDown, which is about 10 minutes as well. But then that's when they start getting into the whole tag team back and forth of, you know, him and Ray and Edge and Benoit and Kurt or whatever.
Getting into the fall, you definitely in the heart of the SmackDown 6 taking, like I said, we're in, you know, a pivotal thing that we forgot to mention. Like, this is the period of time Paul Heyman takes over creative for SmackDown. So like that element of all 6 of those guys getting the focal push, it was very much like you got Brock on the top, Brock and Taker, they're your main feud, but the 6 of these guys, this is what's going to carry the program. But let's go in and get into the match. Obviously, one of the waviest fucking attires in pro wrestling. Kurt came out with the candy cane stripe attire. That shit was fresh. That shit was fresh. We were talking about one day on the watch list, we are going to do an entire watch list dedicated to the drip of somebody's attire, you know what I mean? Because like I said, the attire, I feel like, adds to the matches as well, you know what I mean? Like if you got trash attire, the match just looks it looks bad on the eyes, right?
Shawn Michaels.
Oh, I was just about to say that shit.
Shawn Michaels.
Brown bullshit.
Yeah.
You talking about
just that one fit. That one fit.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
I'm not being general, brother. No, I would never disrespect him in such a way.
Oh, I was like, wait, hold on.
Historically, Sean probably got like the best drip ever. Yeah, he just got that one motherfucker.
Everything was fucked up about that. The fit, the hair, everything. He was whooped. Like
there was no hearts on that shit. That
little boy Peep haircut. That was.
Hey, dog. Hey, even Jordan missed, bro. It happens to the best of us.
But not like that.
Yeah, he was for sure Jordan on the Wizards with that one. It was not. That wasn't it. My
definitely with Jordan.
So, you know, like I said, Kurt makes his way to the ring. How dope was the Rey Mysterio entrance of him jumping out of he didn't do it on this show, but like how dope was the Rey Mysterio jumping out the fire? That was a top tier.
It was unlike anything that we had seen before. It was the Sin Cara trampoline before the Sin Cara trampoline. It was the Cody Vader before the Cody Vader. You know what I'm saying? Like it was different, you know, and the way he popped up, and it wasn't like the shit just rose up. You feel me? Like the Brood did they thing, right? Where they rose up with the Ring of Fire or whatever. But the way that nigga popped up and jumped, and the pyro and explosions all in the beat, you feel me? It was like, how do you? That motherfucker came as soon as the beat dropped. That motherfucker came on that motherfucker going crazy, like he was Big Extra Plug or the Baby or somebody. Like you not letting this bitch breathe for nothing.
He did have the perfect. It was like, who's that jumping up? Like it really felt like a superhero type shit. Like
it was stupid.
Yeah, but obviously he doesn't do it at this show. Kurt's waiting for him at the ring, and Ray's behind him. Jumps up, hits the head scissors, the drop kick, the monkey flip that sends Kurt to the ring. Obviously, Nolo, Mac, they know about how I feel about how important a match gets started. Do you think this was like the perfect way to start this match and kind of let them know, like, oh, this is about to be quick and it's about to be fast paced and it's about to be nonstop? Do you think that was an important aspect to this match?
I think so because of what y'all just said about his original interest at the time when he first, you know, he had the, you know, explosion out of the sky. I think this was their way of compensating of that they couldn't do it in Nassau Coliseum because when the camera pandered to the, you know, to the original entrance, that I don't think they really had it set up for them to do it. So for WWE to have him, you know, have the surprise attack and then somewhat have him jump out the sky in a different way, you know what I'm saying? I think it was a good way of kind of compensating that, okay, we can't do it here. You know what I'm saying? We don't have the mechanics to do it here. So how how else can we incorporate, you know, in your entrance and also being in the match? So I love the start of the match. I love the start of the match.
He's right. You get it started quick like that, and then like if you don't have the mechanics to set that up, him coming in with the sneak attack from behind, which Kurt's not expecting. He thinking he's facing the joke like, come on, you mother, come on, you feel me? Like all that shit, you know what I'm saying? And then he can come from behind and catch you stupid off guard with a head scissors, and you feel me? Like, come on, blood. And then on top of that, you're reminding people, okay, in the build to this, he's been completely annoying to this man. He's getting under his skin. You feel me? So, like, him coming out from behind him and catching him with the head scissors to start the match just off rip. Like, this show just started 52 seconds ago and we going in crazy like that. It's like, oh, okay, cool. Like, Kurt finna want to rip this nigga to shreds.
Yeah. Nolo, did you want to add anything?
I personally didn't even think it was having to switch, not being able to do his jumping out the sky jump. I just thought Ray wanted to get the jump on him because he'd been fucking with him this entire time.
Just made this but like I said, like at this point the pace is real quick. Ray hits him with the drop toe hold, gets Angle in the 619 position. Angle moves, he pulls Ray out of the ring. He finally gets that chance to slow the match down a little bit. And it's not for, I think that was the key part. It wasn't to slow Ray down for a long period of time. It was just enough to get the momentum back on Kurt's side. He hits him with the suplex. Ray gets up, bulldog, but then Angle catches him and hits him with a German suplex. Where are we ranking Kurt's German suplex? Because I feel like that shit is.
I'm about to say
that's just up there.
That's what I gotta give it number one in my house.
That's the real suplex city. Okay?
That's real.
That's the real suplex city. Stop playing with that man.
And it was like, like Kurt's German suplex, like it's like like most people that they'll hit the German suplex and like they'll fall back with him. Like Kurt like elevates you and then throws you back.
It's a stupid bridge. Like he's not playing. Like I'm gonna throw your ass, and it's finna look saucy.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like everything Kurt did, especially in this match, just like there was like a crisp to it.
Yeah.
Mysterio got the roll up for the 2 count. Angle comes back, stiff clothesline, backbreaker. Crowd is hot. The crowd is very much like loving every bit of that, and I feel like that's what we were talking about when it comes to an opening match. Like your job in the opening match is to keep the crowd engaged as long as you possibly can. And then Kenny Omega had brought this up. Like this match is not designed to be like, it wasn't designed to be a 5-star match. It's not an epic style match. It is literally to build to the rest of the pay-per-view. If this match falls and disappoints, then there's a good chance that the rest of the card disappoints. Can you imagine if this match was trash and the immediate match after that is Ric Flair and Chris Jericho?
Big mad.
Like, what do we do? Like, people probably want to go home. Like, imagine if everything that was perfect about this card just did not hit. This match sucked. Yeah. Let's say Sean's return was trash. Like,
yeah.
you know what I'm saying? What were you gonna say though, bro?
I was just gonna say I feel like if this is at the time, then yeah, it's cool because of the name value and the marquee and the weight that Jericho and Ric Flair hold. But knowing what we know now about them, if this match wouldn't have delivered and then you had that match afterwards, people would look at SummerSlam 02 like, this is some bullshit, bro. And then Shawn Michaels don't deliver? Like, what, nigga? Like, what is going on, bro?
This
3 strikes.
Yeah, this would have been just no, absolutely not. Let's see. Mysterio goes for the head scissors again. Angle catches him for a sidewalk slam for the 2 count. Angle slaps on the single leg crab for the left, hit him on the left leg, which once again, you're neutralizing a high flyer. You're taking away an important aspect of Rey Mysterio. This was before Rey's knees were jello and held together with prayer. You know what I mean? Like the knees weren't that bad. Like I think he had 1 knee surgery at this time.
Yeah, I was just about to say, like if you see when he was trying to put the angle lock on him in the initial of the match, you can kind of see like the brace, and I think that's why he had moved into the baggier attire because
so he can hide the brace under.
Yeah, to hide the brace.
I didn't even think of that.
Yeah. So like,
look at you.
I
see you, historian.
Huh?
Oh no, I was not bad. I was just saying, I see you, historian, out here. Look at this thing.
Come on, man.
Yeah.
The DMac chronicled this today. You know what I'm saying?
Beat niggas' ass with that historic. He said, nigga, they ain't had the mechanics to put the stage shit together. You feel me? And on top of that, nigga brace was up under the shit. You feel me? You could see the outline of the shit. You feel me? I went back with the Pat McAfee and circled that bitch.
And a lot of it, and I ain't gonna hold you. A lot of it come from like personal, like personal experience, because like once I had got that Stone Cold knee brace, bro, I was like, damn, bro, I don't want people to see this shit. Like, just like
wait to it.
Like, I don't want to like you see that shit. That's a target that got down, but also the aesthetics of Rey Mysterio. He being a little dude. Now it's like, damn, I'm a little dude with an ailment. Nobody like who wants to. How can you believe in that? You get what I'm saying? So,
and the one thing Kurt was good at, like especially in the storytelling aspect, is like when Kurt zoned in on like a body part, he very much like worked the shit out of it. You know what I mean? Like obviously Kurt's entire thing was getting the ankle lock. Like this wasn't the Ken Shamrock ankle lock either, where like Ken Shamrock like got them in the position to put them in the ankle lock. Kurt's ankle lock, Kurt was doing it in like positions that you probably like. Kurt could be like, somebody could be flying towards Kurt. Kurt will duck it and have the leg by the time they've hit the mat. And like I said, at this point, Rey selling is an essential part, because the beating that Kurt is giving him, Rey selling to an effect like it looks like it hurts. You know what I mean? Like Rey little, so like it don't take much. you know what I mean? Let's see, where did I leave that at? Yes. So Rey goes for, tries to do an angle slam on him, arm drag, but by Mysterio. Rey lowers the rope for Kurt to go over the top rope. Rey hits him with a drop kick, sends Angle back to the floor. I love this spot right here because Rey goes for a dive and the referee stops him.
Yeah.
And you want to talk about the biggest hit? Like, there was two heel spots in this entire show that really stood out. Triple H attacking Shawn Michaels with that sledgehammer, and Jimmy Cordeiro stopping Rey Mysterio from doing a dive.
Yeah. They hated that nigga for that.
And in kayfabe wise, why are you stopping the man from doing what he needed to do? Like,
I never understood what was the point of that. Like, why are you giving him time? He got him he literally got him like on the floor ready to attack. You want to stop him to give him a rest. You're supposed to be counting, bro. Do your job.
Yes, but
it was WCW rules of
there you go.
You dig what I'm saying? It wasn't that. And then also I wanted to ask y'all, was it like something like after the fact where like the ref and Kurt was in like cahoots or some shit? Like, what was going on with that shit?
No. I just think the ref was just, he was thinking he was doing a good job. You know what I mean? Like, slowing the momentum down of the match. You know what I mean? Like,
and I don't even think it was just that. I think it was more of a sense of trying to protect the performers from themselves. In a sense, like, you want to keep the action in the ring. Like, they're not supposed to be going outside anyway. You're not supposed to be hitting people with closed fists. Like, we trying to, if we stay within the confines of the rules, him saying, hey, whoa, slow down, don't do that. He's right for doing that. You feel me? Because if you do that, one, I'm finna start this count and I gotta start over because you finna do that, and I'm only trying to do this shit one time. I'm only trying to do this shit one time, my nigga, because we finna go home anyway. But
look, if we going by these logics though, right? An automatic on the floor, that's an automatic disqualification. So Rey, right, the ref technically, like, he's picking and choosing what rules he wants to implement, because the second Rey throws him over the top rope, that's an automatic DQ. Like, the match should have been done. So the ref is choosing You know what I mean? You might be right, DMac. He might be in cahoots with Kurt. He might have been. But Ray won't try to hear all that, so he does the dive over Jimmy Corderas. And it's funny because I think we're so like we're in an era like you see like the Kingo, Will Ospreay, you know what I mean? Like you see these things that have not been done before. This got a holy shit chant. You know what I mean? Like
just that.
In 2002 eyes, this was the most impressive thing you could possibly do. And I just think that shit is just so fascinating when you look at a show from 22 years ago and like what was considered like unreal at the time.
Like, dog, look at it this way. In skateboarding, there's a child doing 900s.
He hit that shit clean, though.
Clean. 1999, we saw Tony Hawk do it. It was the most amazing thing we've seen in our lives.
And it took that nigga about 20 times. we was on there like, ooh, is he gonna do it this time?
I think somebody was like Tony Hawk. They said on they were like Tony Hawk was going against plumbers and crack dealers at his time. That's why it was so impressive.
Dog, Tony Hawk is Bob Cousy now. That shit is crazy.
That's crazy, bro. To think of.
Like I said, we're getting to the end of the match. Like I said, this is not long at all. So they get back in the ring. Ray hits the springboard leg drop to the back of the head. One of my favorite spots that Ray does. Hits a great near fall, gets the 2 count.
Oh, you go back to Kurt selling with that? When Ray hits the leg drop, it's like almost instant second nature. Like you just see Kurt just like flop over like a fish and just like, all right, cool, cover me. I'm like the timing and back to that crispness of everything that Kurt did. Everything was just smooth. It was butter. Like
shit, you can make the argument that this is a prime Kurt Angle against a prime Rey Mysterio. Like I said, we're not at the point where Kurt's body has like physically started deteriorating. Like the perks, he's only taking like 4 perks an hour at this point. You know what I mean? Like we're not at 36 yet. And then Ray's knees aren't taped up with thoughts and prayers. So you're in a way you're seeing like 2 healthy versions of the 2 of them. And I think
he had like Meg's knees, like Cognac Queen Meg knees during that. You feel me? That time. You feel me? Like it was prime Tina Snow Meg knees that Rey Mysterio had at this time. You feel me? Like one surgery, but it was still nobody else was fucking with him. That boy was jumping around going crazy this whole match.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like this was like I know we get impressed with like Rey Mysterio and his ability today to like how he's still cooking, he's still doing what he needs to do in his ring. But like, I feel like every once in a while you need to go back and watch Rey Mysterio. Like, I think that does get lost sometimes in translation, like how incredible Rey Mysterio was. Like that whole, he's the most influential cruiserweight luchador of all time. Like, I feel like that is a true statement because Ray from when he first like came on the scene to probably around this time, like just he was incredible, right? Let's see, he does the springboard, gets the near fall. Kurt gets Ray on the shoulders, hits him, gets him out, goes for an ankle locking attempt. Ray kicks him off, and then he hits the 619 springboard attack leading to the West Coast pop, that beautiful springboard Hurricane Rana, which is, like I said, one of Ray's most beautiful moves. And even better, like that near fall was like to the T. You know what I mean?
So
like
close.
To the T. Ray gets back up, spinning heel kick. Angle charges in. Ray hits another springboard drop kick, but then when Ray goes for a Hurricane Rana off the top, Kurt slips out of it and he slaps that ankle lock on. And I'm very much like, I hate dragged out versions of the ankle lock. Like, you know, your shit hurting. Like, we get it. It's okay to tap. All right. It's okay. Rey gave up in like 30 seconds. It was a wrap.
It was because he was in the corner. He was in the corner, and he had that one chance to grab the rope over there. And Kurt dragged his ass to the middle of the ring, and he had no country. He had nothing.
Yeah, no
He was a wrap. He just gave up.
Dog. Right. Hey, like we've been saying, Rey, a little guy. He gave him best attempt at first. After he got in the middle of the ring, he just looked how far that ring ropes was and said, "You know what? I got it, bro."
He got little arms, man, so he can't reach. He can't even reach. Like if he reached, like his arm is still in the middle of the ring. Like it's not good. But Kurt Angle taps Rey out. 9 minutes 22 seconds. Incredible opening match. Obviously, we're now at the point, the legendary Nolo green leaf rating. You know what I mean? I give this a 4.5 stars. Like I said, when it comes to it was an easy watch. You know what I mean? Like I feel like that's an important part of great wrestling. Like it doesn't matter if it's 10 minutes, 30 minutes. Like a great match will make it seem like it's over in the dime. And I'll stay to my statement that I feel like we literally saw the best Kurt Angle, we saw the best Rey Mysterio, and they met at a perfect storm. So, Graham, what is your rating here on the Nolo Green Leaf rating out of 5? What would you give this match?
I think your 4.5 was fair. I think your 4.5 was fair. I would go with that as well. And just on that, it reminds me of the whole Meltzer thing where Meltzer says that, I mean, Kurt has like a bunch of 4.5 or a bunch of 4 3/4 matches. And I'm not of that opinion at all, but I feel like this match in particular doesn't really get over the hump exactly of being a 5-star classic match. I feel like it's a classic match because it's one of those openers that really set the tone for a really memorable show. But like DMac said, it's not a long match at all, so it doesn't have those acts in between of back and forth momentum of, you know, for elongated periods of time where you feel like this is a truly tested battle. This was a sprint. This was who can outwit one another. You know what I mean? And this was a quick battle of, you know, who can really come out the strongest and on top. Pause. But yeah, I'd give it a 4.5. I go 4.5 as well.
And before we get to Nolo and Mac, I do want to point out that if we were to give any match of this time frame like a guaranteed 5 that included the SmackDown 6, it's the No Mercy tag match. That Rey Edge Angle Benoit match is a perfect 100%. Tag team match. You know what I mean? 100%. And like you said, it's a different type of match. Like that had the feel of like an even bigger, like, because you know there was something at stake for it. But Nolo, obviously, this is your rating scale. What are you giving it, my guy?
I gotta go along with y'all with 4.5, just for the simple reason of I feel like if they would have given it more time and the story would have been like a more like hatred to it, I think it would have added to it and gave it more of a 5. And for me, but everything that they did, what's up?
Do you like what would be your ideal, like in order for it to get to 5 stars, what would be your time frame? Like maybe an additional 2 minutes, 5 minutes.
I think if you would have gave this like it didn't even need to be like super long. Like what was you said it was like almost 10 minutes. So if it was like 15 minutes or even like a 16 minutes, like it'd have been perfect for me.
Okay. And then Mac,
I would give it about a 4 because I just wanted it to be a little bit longer. That's it. Like it hit on every aspect of like the athleticism, the storytelling from, you know, Rey being the pest. Like everything, like the unexpected from Kurt, you know, being the good base that he was, and you know the ending that we kind of expected, but not in that aspect. You know, everything in a good 5-star match you would want, but the only thing that I didn't like about it was just the time, and that it being, you know, 9 minutes and 20 seconds. It was a little bit, you know, disheartening, but, you know, 4 out of 5 is still good. So I give
Do
it.
it kind of feel like it was over like right when it was getting started type shit?
Yeah, because I was watching. God damn, we already into this fucking Ric Flair promo. Like
He like shit, man.
Yo,
I ain't even hit on my wings yet. Shit.
Yo, you blew my mind when you told me that the Jericho Ric Flair match is only like 40 seconds longer. It felt so much longer. Like this opening match was like perfect, like in how like paced it was. It was great, and I love and how excited you got with it. But the other that Rick and Jericho match sound like I was just watching paint dry.
That's what I'm saying, man. It was boring. Yeah, that match was just not it.
Another thing that I noticed on the just rewatching the build up to this match, this was like Rey's introduction to WWE, so like they're like getting used to calling his offense or whatever. Yeah. And Michael Cole is calling the 619 the 619, and like you can see like the progression like over the weeks of like Taz correcting him and like not really correcting him, but like him saying, "Oh, the 619," and he's like the 619, and he's like, okay, the next week he's like, "Oh, Rey hits a 619," and he's like, a 619. He's like, "Nigga, get it right, bud." It's 619.
He was trying to help him, bro.
Hey, can you imagine if this was JR and King calling this match?
Yeah. Right.
So much racism.
Static move off the ropes.
Wouldn't have been no. I'm gonna calmly correct you. It would have been a little different. But I also realized, like, as I was like watching the go back of this, Taz is on commentary already by 2002, and I'm like, his WWE career was fucking quick, blood. Like his in-ring career, it was just damn, blood. Like they wasted so much with him, and then he was hurt and couldn't go no more. Like, fuck.
Yeah, that is definitely a conversation about where Taz. I have thoughts where Taz's career should have went. Like, I'm not saying Taz should have been the WWE champion, but like he was prime in that for an Intercontinental title. Like, truth, in an ideal world, a healthy neck Taz in this era would have been perfect. You know what I mean? Like, can you imagine like a Taz Brock little sprint on SmackDown? That would have been
fire.
Yeah, that would have been crazy.
Back when we still thought he was black, for sure. A little bit.
I was an adult person when I found out that he wasn't.
But before we get this last little bit in, I got mad at somebody's comment the other day when I did a post about Johnny B. Bad and him not being black, and somebody was like, "Oh, I'm shocked about Johnny, but I knew Taz wasn't black." Okay. Everybody knew like Taz looked black. Like if he didn't look black, he looked Dominican black. Like
It was like he could pass. He could pass. I wouldn't question it. I'd be like, okay, cool. He one of them.
My next door neighbor at that time was black. He had the same haircut as Taz. Like, stop. Graham, obviously the question I pegged for you, we ask everybody on the watch list. Do you have a sentimental attachment to this match? And if you do, why would you recommend this match to somebody who may have never seen wrestling before?
I don't know if I have a sentimental attachment to this match. I feel like I only have a sentimental attachment to Kofi Mania, Cody winning at 40, and maybe Sting in 97. I think those are the only matches that I have like an emotional or sentimental attachment to, to be honest. But this one is just one of my favorite matches from two of my favorite wrestlers that I always go back to. And I don't really go back on watching a lot of wrestling unless I'm watching like a series of shows for a particular like storyline or feud or some shit like that. But this is one of those ones where I felt like it's one of those ones that, like I said at the beginning, it sets the tone, it set the pace for a really classic show. To be honest with you, there's a lot of shit that happened on this show that just felt big, you know what I mean? And I felt like this is one of those ones that is just an important building block to the overall picture of what they were trying to accomplish here at SummerSlam. So I would recommend this because of that, and also because I feel like both of the competitors were in top tier shape. They were at the top of their game, and I also feel like aesthetic is a big thing when it comes to like people that aren't wrestling fans. It has to look cool. I feel like this show looked cool. The stage was cool. It was packed. You know what I'm saying? Like this is during that time where they still had the flashing cameras during like damn near every other move. So like that shit was hard. And then the outfits was crazy. So it's like you're gonna want to see what's going on here. And off top, it's only 10 minutes. So you're not really wasting too much time if you hate it.
That's what I'm saying. It's easy money. Mac, Nolo, do you guys want to add anything about like the significance of this match before we wrap up?
I think it put everybody on their A game. I think it like you were referring a lot to Kenny Omega when you was we were talking about the watch list tonight, and I think that's what, not necessarily this match, but it gave a lot of the little guys hope, and hope I'm using the little guys as in a general sense, as far as like the
like talk about like the cruiserweights and stuff like that.
Not even necessarily cruiserweights, but like the Kurt Angle.
Kurt Angle's not even that big either. Paul,
Yeah.
he's like 6'5".
5'8". Yeah,
you talking about like the Owen Hart type size,
okay,
body size and everything. So I think it was important in that realm.
And
like we like everyone has talked about earlier, like it is one of the quintessential best openers to a pay-per-view that sets the tone for it. And like if this wasn't as good as it was, who knows how the rest of the show would have been. And having this match and Rey and Kurt being able to go in the back and be like, yo, follow that shit. And then they had to go out and do that, even though they came out with Chris Jericho and Ric Flair next. But that's not but
we killing it.
Well deserved.
Yeah, man. I'm happy to kill him. This isn't something they didn't put on anything that I had to be like, this is amazing. Let me give them their credit.
Yeah. I like I said, for me, I just think that it was for this time frame, it was a perfect opener. Like it set the tone, and I felt like it set the tone for the remainder of the fall, like the summer going into the fall, about what you were going to see on SmackDown. Like it really was no thing for you to intertwine all 6 of those guys, and you're going to get a 3-star or 3-leaf, 4-leaf, even to the 5. It was essential watch for SmackDown and WWE at that time. But yeah, that's the watch list right there for the Rey Mysterio Kurt Angle match. Brother Graham, you are welcome on this platform anytime, man. You are a legend in this space.
Yes, sir.
You know what I mean? So I need you to plug everything. I know people watching this, they know where to find you, but please, you know what I mean? This is your time. Let people know shows that are happening, you know what I mean? Big things that are happening. This is your time to speak however you want to speak.
Man. Well, first and foremost, again, I appreciate all 3 of you guys, each of y'all, with your hospitality and inviting me on and making time to watch this match and kick it with me about, the intricacies of this this contest between these 2 legendary performers, man. I appreciate the time on the platform and just having the opportunity to kick it. You feel me? If y'all want to check out more of what I do and what we do over on Public Enemies, you're more than welcome to come back here and join these gentlemen and my brothers on Sunday, first and foremost, for volume 167. And any day of the week that y'all want to come kick it on a Thursday, you feel me, or watch some videos on demand on Public Enemies YouTube, you're more than welcome to do that. But we're live and direct every Thursday, 7 p.m. Eastern, youtube.com/Public Enemies. We're also on X, Instagram, and all that shit. Yeah. That's at the Enemies P3 on all social media platforms. Me, myself, I'm everywhere like air. And you can find me at Oh My God Graham. Straight like that.
That's fire right there. You know what I mean?
Thank you.
Like I said, 166. Yeah, that was fire. Yeah, that's
Yes,
how you do an outro. Can't wait for this Sunday. Like I said, the collab between Public Enemies and BGW has been a long time coming. So I'm glad that we've been able to put this into fruition. You know what I mean? Hopefully one day all of us could come together, have a super show. You know what I mean?
I would love to do that.
That'd be fire. Also one time for Keeks as well. You know what I mean?
Yes, sir.
She's part of the Public Enemies family.
Hey man, listen, every Monday evening, 9 p.m. Eastern. Make sure you stay tapped in, stay tuned in, stay dangerous. Ollie Lee with Keeks on PE3 TV. Yes, indeed.
Yes, sir. And of course, you can find me on X PoeticScotland. You can find me on Instagram, Scotland_Underwood. Please go buy Your Love Is Necessary, my third book, available on Amazon. Yes, sir. You already see the vision right there. That's it.
You can find me on Twitter and Instagram at Rey Mysterio. Follow the 2 pod pages on the same platforms at bgwpod.
You can find me about to watch this Kendrick Lamar concert in a few.
Right.
Or trolling these little Instagram wrestling pages to come watch us on Black Guy Wrestling Pod and DMacTardy. I'm in everybody doggone comments just going crazy.
You've been popping up a lot more.
I've seen you.
That's my thing. I'm a troller, bro. That's what I do, man. I fuck around, getting them comments, say some shit, and try to expand this Black wrestling, experience. So.
Yes, sir. And then one time for the visionary Chaz OB, you know what I mean? Just made the move out to North Carolina. So BGW is now expanded from VA to North Carolina to Georgia. You know what I mean? We all over the place. I know Public Enemies all over the place as well. So it's travel city out here, man. But until then, unless we got anything else, Graham, we appreciate you, bro. You are welcome on this platform anytime you want to come just kick it with us. But if we ain't got nothing else, we are out.
Peace out. Tuma is going down in H-time. On the 8th time, I was like, oh shit. On the 8th, goddamn screw. I grew up on all that shit. But yeah, to my world.